Yeah, this one, Yvonne mentioned that I've got a video poem called The Evolution of Love. You can check it out on YouTube if you'd like. It's a short film made from this poem. There's water in our hummingbird chests, rhythm in the moon's molten breast. I am gravity, wholesome, God's floating apple. You are bioluminescent, drips from paddles at midnight. Come to me naked, out of the moonlit waters, show me that there's nothing shameful about shivering Pacific with the glory of your bird mouth lit by the words you are yet to say. Say nothing, for I've heard it all in your laughter. Yours is the type of silence I don't want to come between, so please don't judge me by my worst moments, or even ask me what they were. Just know that I'm gonna overcome them, and when I do, with mosquito wings and no taste for blood, I will come to you with a buzzsaw in my throat and ask you to sing with me. For I know that these moments of chest-pounding tranquility, these brief moments of still not understanding the meaning of life, but being the meaning of alive, I know that they are fleeting, heart-breakingly fleeting, forgivingly fleeting. And I don't know much about healing, but I do know that we all deserve it, and that hard as it is, trading bad habits for gratitude is worth it. So come, let me warm you. I will strip my clothes to the sand to join you. Bury your toes in memories. Blanket your godful awe with my body. We will hold each other like the moon holds the ocean. Rockin' to the rhythm of our organs that pound out ever more slowly. Our hearts flapping, crustaceans, kelp and starfish falling from our outstretched arms. Humorous metacarpals and numbered digits molding of our bones. It is the transformation of love into flight, treading atoms with the wind, the song of the sun at night. It is the same brain chemical that teaches an insect to flap its wings, that keeps a human heart pumping, as your hummingbird chest that reminds me to breathe. And when we wake to the joy of the sun, say nothing, for I trust that this will be a moment that you hold silently in each of your laugh lines, and that you will remember as a perfect stage in your evolution. All right? Yeah, I'm honored to be here. It's really great. I was really excited to be asked. And yeah, I got some poems for you. This first one is sort of it's my YouTube hit. It's went poetry viral. It's got about 14 views. It's a love poem to this country that I believe has gone astray.
Here, here.
Come home, Canada. Come home to your Chinook winds, your prairie huge back road dreaming, your old growth and your new innovations. Come home. Find yourself. Find yourself, even if you need a Saturday night hockey game or a cup of creamy, sugary coffee from a fast food giant. Return. You're so young. Hand-me-down dreams, shoulder pads, and your brother's old bomber jacket. I see you, telling stories of past glories, the reminiscence of the war to end all wars, the greatest generation, Trudeau, the FLQ, and holding your brother's hand on the long walks through the autumn cornfields, the hay rides of our history. I see you, derobing yourself in front of the mirror, but asking for the blindfold to stay. Imagining blue helmet glory, peacekeepers laying wreaths on monuments, and oil, oh the oil. Come home. There was a time and a place for pageantry, and a time again when the bully'll need a lickin', when you gather your friends and meet him at his gate. But the time is not now, and it's time to come home, Canada. I see you running through her yard, picking red poppies and pinning them to your chest, a symbol of remembrance. But the historic glory of these flowers now swims in East Hastings alleyways. You planting maple trees in caves, tending the garden with bombs, neglecting the strong, proud giants in your own backyard. The seed pods helicopter from the branches unnoticed, and a warring hand cannot teach of peace, except as a mountain teaches of valleys. Be the valley river. Let the mountain snows melt into you as they have known summers. We do not need to be defined by the failed policies of our shared history. Think big. Manitoba skies, big. Old growth Sitka spruce, big. That huge hockey stick in Duncan, big. The true cost of the Alberta tar sands, big. You are as vast as any daydream. And those who have traveled you know you are tough. But your power is the immense cold of the winter, the unlikely life of the north, hunting prairie dogs in small towns and driving way too fast down slow roads that seem to lead nowhere, but where they lead and where they started is you. And the power is the mountains, the potential, the diversity. Raise your voices and return as the rain from the sea. Tend to the garden in your own backyard and let the children skin their knees while jumping in piles of fallen leaves. They have health care. Make sure they always do. Return, Canada. It's time to heal. It's time to come home. This is for Simon, who picks up a spray can instead of a knife, who writes his assumed name across bus stops and billboards just to remind himself that he's still alive, still here, so he can stare silence in the eye every time someone walks by and doesn't notice that he's barely holding on. That us humans are created so fragile, so tactile, so pure, like how the right touch can leave you high, or the wrong one can bruise you so deeply. This is for Sarah, who calls out her teachers, her parents, her government, who feels so much like life is all electric fingernails and each day is another chalkboard trigger. She's developed a keen sense of justice too early for the comfort of those trying to raise her. Thankfully, she's already rising despite a generation of pressure, a government that sometimes views her education as a tool of oppression, of second-guessing herself into the corner. This is for the quiet kid. The one in the back of the class that you never heard speak until he came to poetry club and did a poem about how he was abused as a child. How everything shifted as soon as he said it. The whole room fell silent. But not the suffocating kind of silence he was used to. No, he felt power in his voice for the first time. Like Simon, writing his name over and over again across the city just so he doesn't disappear completely. Like Sarah, calling out her 16-year-old classmate for the sexist joke that he learned from his father. Like the story told that you forget, except for the feeling it left. Like you no longer need to run away from yourself just to survive. And these are the stories of a generation coming alive. And so this is for anyone who gets up on the stage tonight, or who shares their poems at an open mic, or tells the stories to their friend when I need to hear them most. And for any of you that don't know yet that your stories need to be heard, that your voices need to be heard, because these voices, these stories, they rise from the silence in defiance of the din of apathy. Out of the dens of video games and reality TV, they are real, raw, and glorious. And yes, they are our voices, and they will be victorious. Right. I'm gonna beatbox. So it. That's not poetry. Yeah, this is my sound poetry. So it was my attempt at something, and it's a lot of fun to perform. Locked in, squalid, misled, haze, trivial pursuit of the divine. I say we crawl slowly and whisper clarity, clarity. And I say that if shoes make the man, Then I will walk barefoot down the highways of my feminine side, picking up hitchhikers on piggyback, take them to the inside of my chest where the music resides, where I'm at war with my pride, and I don't know which side that I'm on. But that's okay, cause I'll be gone on the back of the breeze, blowing soundscape of the ocean like the waterfall flowing, naked tiptoeing across lugubrious moss with mud caked on calloused feet. Toes tapping to the beat of the bass bump, got the kick drum crunk jump rolling, bebop stuck into tucking jazz, holding hands with mad lips expanding, rap man handstand, mad band slamming, chick jamming, ramming down keys, angel fingertips caressing the soundtrack of Rent Free, silence behind his bit lip pop, floating, exploding, rolling, doing flips off tongues like pop. We're balanced on the tight ropes plucked to make the bucket bass bump, the kick drum crunk, the pulled strings and wail, the ticky to tat tat to ticky to tat tat to ticky 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 to. But maybe we gotta slow down. Do you hear the song of the sun at night? We're dancing on the dark side of the moon, about to step into the light. And we are all capable of illumination at any speed, so let's ghost ride those childhood dreams and not be too busy learning how to breathe. Remember that comes naturally, so leave those still being born beats alone and ride them at their natural speed all the way home. Thank you very much.